Hey guys, what's up? It's Andrew and it's time for what is the first episode in AP Microeconomics, and we're going to be discussing the things that you need to know to be able to succeed in microeconomics in general. So let's get started. Let's break up that curtain, open the curtain, and let's look around and see what is economics. This is the question that 99.9% of economics professors will be starting you off with. What is economics? Well, economics is a study of how to allocate scarce resources among competing ends. It's not about the money or the stockbrokers or how the market's going up and down and all that. No. It's how to allocate resources to competing ends. So I'd like to ask the class, do you have any questions? Sir, I'd like you to wake up, please. Timmy is sick today, and depending on when you're watching this video / watching me, lunch is either now, before, or after this video. Those two questions on the left, both of you guys, I will get to your questions eventually. Stop throwing paper airplanes in my class, that's not nice. Scarcity. What is scarcity? Scarcity is the state of being in short supply of a good, in our case, of resources. For example, there's a short supply of eggs right now. Birds want them to keep, pigs want them to have a nice meal. There's a scarcity of that good. Economics is basically the study of human choices. It all boils down to that. Because everything has a choice, whether with millions and millions of options or simply the option of saying yes or no. Now, there are two different economics, and this is where you really want to start getting that notepad out and start writing down these terms, because this is where you really have to focus. This is the beginning, really, of what's going to be tested on the AP exam. The first one is positive economics, which describes the way things are currently. It doesn't have to be good, it just has to be something describing the economy today. Meanwhile, the opposite thing, you'd think it'd be negative economics. And I'm glad to tell you that it's not negative economics, it's normative economics. Normative economics describes the way that things should be from the perspective of the person talking, I guess you could say. Positive economics is typically more factual, normative is typically more opinionated. Alright, an example of a positive economic statement. Now, before I'd like to say the statement, I know you guys are reading this, I'm not sure if you guys, this has no proof behind it, this could be perfectly true, it could also be perfectly false, it's just an example. The unemployment rate is the highest that it has been in 10 years. This can be proven, it describes the way that things are right now. Unemployment is high. A normative economic statement would be something like the interest rate should drop. With normative statements, you'll typically see should, could, would, those type of it's supposed to happen. It ought to be this way. Like the interest rate ought to drop. Will it? That's questionable. But it's an opinion. Let's go through the honeycombs. Let's discuss resources, or inputs, or factors of production, or any other name that the AP people would like to throw at you. All three of these terms can be used, switched back and forth, and they all basically mean the same thing, which are basically things to use in the production process. There are four different types, as you can see: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship ability. Each of these we'll be discussing starting right now with land. I'd like to show my little type of, guys going out west picture here. Land also refers to natural resources, and it's productive resources in nature. You can say wind, water, plants, anything that's natural and can be used in the production process. The next one is labor. Labor, like Labor Day. That holiday, one of the many holidays that we frankly have no idea why it's there, but we celebrate it anyway. It's the physical and mental effort of people. Alright, the workers of the company, which combines both the actual physical makers that are working their butts off to try to actually make the product, and the people that design and think of the product. The designers behind the product also count as workers and labor in this situation. Capital. This is not money, and that'll be explained later. I repeat, this is not money. Let me say it one more time. It's not money. Manufactured goods by other companies that can be used in the production process for your company are capital goods, and that's what this is talking about. Alright, it can be tools, it could be buildings, it could be machines, anything that somebody else made, sold to you, and you are using to make more of your own product. Finally, human entrepreneurship, where we gloat about the fact that we do all the things right. The ability to identify opportunities and accept risks in the path is human entrepreneurship. This shows that we take that risk. We go out there and put ourselves on the line to make this business worthwhile. Basically, any creator of a company that you can think of, such as any of these, is an entrepreneur and thus used one of the 4 inputs in economics. Let's look at some bonus inputs, some extra ones. Human capital. Depending on your teacher, this may be a 5th major input, or it may be combined like my teacher did with labor. Human capital is the skills gained with training by laborers. So those training sessions that all your parents sometimes go to get better at their job, to learn something new about their job, that would be human capital, which may or may not be a 5th major input. Energy and technology. These are important contributors, and you may actually think that they are inputs, but they're also products, which isn't good enough for it to be a major input according to the AP people, according to me, according to your teachers, and I'd trust definitely the first and last person on that list. Economists will frequently just show you 2 inputs. They may just completely ignore the fact that they said there are 4 major ones and just show you 2 on a graph, which you're going to see a lot of in microeconomics, which are labor and capital goods. Now let's talk about money. Everyone's perked up now, I can tell. No, I'm not giving it out, so don't expect money. Money is not a factor of production, because money is not productive. Now you may be wondering though, why is money not productive? I mean, it's money. Money can do everything, right? Well, the money doesn't really do anything. Unlike the land, which is there and, growing, the labor, which is actually working. The entrepreneur that has the money is the one that does something with it. So they're going to be the ones that input, not the money itself. That's why money is not counted as a major input or an inputter at all. Now, before we go, I'd like to give a quick example just to clarify all of the different things that we've been discussing so far. So we're going to talk about a pizza shop. All right, now you guys are really excited. Money and pizza, 2 of humans' favorite things. So let's bring up the 4 different types of inputters: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship, and discuss how each one is in a pizza shop. With land, you have natural resources like land that you have and rain that falls and hits the land, which are going to help the ingredients grow. It's going to help your wheat grow, your tomatoes grow. I was about to say your cheese grow, but your cheese doesn't grow. Your grass grows, the cows eat the grass, the cows make milk, and you make the milk into cheese, but that still counts, kind of. Your labor are going to be the ones that make the pizzas, going through the entire process, which I don't know because I'm the one that's buying the pizzas, not the one that's making it, although that would be an interesting job. Capital goods, for example, the ovens, the different machinery that they use to make the pizzas. Again, I don't know how to do that. I wish I did. I ought to. I feel like a disgrace now, the human teenager kind, but I don't. And entrepreneurship. Someone had the idea of making this shop. The entrepreneur. They're the ones that put their money and their risk and their selves on the line to make this company. Alright guys, thanks for watching and learning something new about economics. Leave a comment in the section below for another video, good things about the video, or anything you want to share about. Subscribe and or like with the button below as well, and I hope to see you next time on Microeconomics.